I am Trisha. I am one of the trainees of Study
I
Comrade.
feel really blessed to be a part of Study Comrade. Our mentor eased our journey by clearing all the doubts. At affordable prices, we are getting access to a great content. I approached this platform through my friend and had great experience and felt more enthusiastic with the process. And the trainer respected Ramakrishna sir handled the process course with a soothing manner. He explains every topic in a practical manner for better understanding. We can approach him with any type of question related to the course.
After completion of the class, it will provide breakout rooms. That was a great facility where we can learn with our friends, where we can solve our queries with our friends.
Tutor is very highly efficient and very enthusiastic in solving the doubts, and also the prices are very affordable, and they made quizzes and tests in very fun manner, and they're very easy to learn, and it is very helpful in building your resume and career. I really recommend Study Comrade as the best place to develop your skills and add weightage to your resume.
Providing breakout rooms after the completion of class is something interesting that we can share or solve our queries related to the course with our teamwork. The Study Comrade team always stood first to solve our problems and use time and patience to solve our doubts. Along with the session, the Study Comrade team conducts some case studies, quizzes, and appreciate the winners and encourage each and every student to realize the opportunity. With all this, I felt more enthusiastic to learn more. And the Study Community team also provides the internship opportunities with the performance offers in the course. And I have recently selected for an internship opportunity offered by a company. This all great goes to Study Community team. Without a good trainer and team, we can't put our works in a perfect manner. Waiting for more courses from Study Community team. And thank you Study Comrade team for shaping the young minds to achieve more.
If anyone asks me to recommend a best platform to learn, undoubtedly I recommend the platform Study Comrade. Finally, I am very thankful to my trainer and the team Study Comrade. Hashtag make it together.
Hello comrades, congratulations on booking your seat successfully for our front-end web development course. I am here to give a detailed course structure for this course. So this course is categorized into two parts. So in the first part you will be learning about HTML and CSS. In the second part you will be learning JavaScript, BOOTSTRAP, React.js. After completion of these modules you will be doing projects and you will be getting certified with the course completion certificate and project completion certificate. So as a final step, we will be providing you with 100% internship assistance. For now, let's only consider the part 1 of this course. The part 1 of this course has been scheduled from October 28 to November 4th, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. every day. So in this course, you will learn to build a responsive design by using HTML and CSS. After completion of every class in part 1, you will be having a quiz. By scoring more than 75% in every quiz, you will receive a bonus of worth 1000 rupees for every class. So you can claim all the bonuses that you have got in your part 1 after the end of the first week. How you are going to claim all the bonuses that you have received in your first week? For this you have to wait till part 2. So congratulations and all the very best for everyone for your great journey.
Development course. How are you all? Please drop it in the chat box. Yes, team, how are you all? If you have any questions from previous session, you can drop that as well in the chat box. Fine. All right. Yes, team, show some excitement in the chat. I can see a lot of students who joined previous day sessions as well. That's great. You're consistent. Okay. All right. If you have any questions, please drop it in the chat box or we'll start with today's session. Okay. Okay. Let's start. Today's and tomorrow's session is interlinked. Like if you have to attend both the sessions to understand this one topic called responsive design. Okay. So responsive design is one topic. If you don't make your website responsive, it is of no use to create a website. If like you did all the topics from HTML and CSS, let's say, and you forget about or you miss this one topic, you will not be able to get through the interviews, or you will not be able to understand, like, there, if you don't make your website responsive, it's of no use, it's like zero. Okay, so it's very important to make your website responsive. So this is what we are going to see today and tomorrow. Okay, so these two sessions are linked. Tomorrow I'll discuss more about how to create navigation bar responsive. But today we'll discuss about the responsive, the basics about responsive website. And we have something called column layout. Okay, that is what we are going to see today. So first of all, team, we need to understand what is responsive website or responsive design. Okay. So a responsive design is if I open my website in desktop, if I open my website in laptop, if I open my website in tablet, and if I open the same website in phone, okay, any screen size device, it should be uniform throughout. Okay, horizontal bar should not come. Okay, for example, when you open study component on web application, and when you open study component in your same web application in mobile, okay, in tablet and desktop, so you will realize that website is still working or looking good. Okay, it's not looking bad, the things are not going haywire, it is still looking good. Okay, that is your responsive website. So here you can see I've added one screenshot. If I open the same website in desktop, laptop, tablet and phone, it's looking uniform, it's looking good. Okay, that is what responsive website is. So, well, responsive website will make your web page look good on all screen size devices. And this is only HTML and CSS. Just remember one thing, you never need JavaScript for the responsive part. Okay. So responsive web design is not a program or logic. It's just HTML and CSS. So you really don't need JavaScript here. Okay. So if someone asks you what is responsive design, the main idea of making your website responsive is to make it look good on all screen size devices. Make sure it is looking uniform on all screen size devices. And we can simply use HTML and CSS. Okay, so that is what responsive design is. Okay, if I talk about history, like before 2000, like the year 2000, like back in 90s, what used to happen is, let's say that time we had fixed screen size devices, we didn't had any smartphone, laptop, those were not there in back in 90s. We only had fixed screen size desktops. Okay, fixed screen size means let's say there are five type of computer, so five type of screen size device are there, that's it. This is how we used to create websites back in 90s. Okay, where there was nothing called responsive website there was there. Okay, back in 90s there is no concept of responsive design. This responsive design was introduced in CSS3. As a part of CSS3, media query topic was introduced. So back in 90s, if you're developing a website, you don't have anything through which you can make your website responsive. And the reason is that time we had fixed screen size devices. There were total, let's say there are five type of computer, so five type of screen size devices were there. That's it. Okay. So that is how websites were back in 90s. But after 2000, you can see technology have evolved, smartphone came, then different screen size devices came. This is one of the reason the media query was introduced as a part of CSS3. Okay, the third version of CSS. The last and the latest, just like in HTML, you have HTML5 as the latest one. Similarly, in CSS, 3 is the latest one, last and the latest. Okay, so media query was introduced as a part of it. So media query is something we use to make your website responsive. If someone asks you why like how you can make your website responsive, the simple answer is media query. Okay, so we have something called media query. That is what we will help us to make it responsive. Okay, apart from this, you can use frameworks like Bootstrap is there, then Materialize CSS. Those frameworks are there, but again, even to understand those frameworks, you should know media query. Okay, so to make your website responsive, we need to understand this topic called media query. Okay, then we will see how to make images responsive. Framework is Bootstrap, Materialize CSS. The advantage of using frameworks like Bootstrap or Materialize CSS is you don't have to make it responsive. It's already responsive. So they have like components. I'll show you in the end in tomorrow session. Like they have components, you can directly use them. Okay. So firstly, we need to understand what is responsive website. Now we know when I open my website in any screen size device, it should look good. Then we need to understand what media query is to make it responsive. Okay. And viewport. Viewport is very important. Viewport is user visible area. Okay. For example, let's say this is, let me just open some website here. Let me open Study Comrade website here. Okay, and I have opened one more website. So right now this is the viewport. The user visible area means the area of the website visible to the user is the viewport. Okay, now what I will do, I will go to inspect. Okay, so you all can open it at your end. Just go to open any website, go to inspect, and here initially it will look like this. Okay, just before elements on the left of elements, you will see toggle device. Just click on it. Okay, after this, you can select any phone. Like if you want to see how this website will look in iPhone SE, this is how it will look. If you want to see how this website will look in iPad mini, this is how it will look. You can click on any like 12 Pro, iPhone 12 Pro. Then we have Galaxy Fold. You can see this is how your website is looking. Even if I'm reducing the screen size, you can see it is looking good. Okay. And then definitely you can select on responsive and then you can increase and decrease according to your choice. Okay. So to check if a website is responsive or not, obviously, now you're not going to take this website or host it or start opening it on your mobile or tablet. So this web browser have already given this to us to try out how you can open this website. Okay, just click on it, then select the screen size device. Like let's say if you use 12 Pro, so this is how website will look in 12 Pro. Okay, and then you can click on responsive if you just want to increase and decrease from your end. So this is how the website will look. Okay. The first rule is horizontal bar. This is called vertical bar. This is called vertical bar. There is something called horizontal bar here. Horizontal bar should never come. If horizontal bar is coming, then your website is not responsive. Okay. And no content should hide. Like if I reduce the screen size, nothing is hiding. Okay. You can see this video was on the right side. It is coming below. Okay, but it's not hiding. This is what you need to achieve in your website. Okay, here also you can see this video is coming here and on the right side this is coming. If I reduce the screen size, this is how it is looking. Okay, so this is what we are going to create. This is like you will be able to achieve this today. Once you reduce the screen size, you will be able to develop a website like this from your end. Okay, so you just need to go to inspect. From here you can click on this toggle and from here you can select the devices. Okay, and here like this is width and this is height, so you can actually change it from your end. Like at 1000 pixel width, this is how the website will look. At 400 pixel width, this is how the website will look. Okay, so you can actually reduce the width here as well. So this is exactly what we need to achieve. Okay, so here viewport is the area which is visible to the user. Okay, like if I'm reducing the screen size, this is a visible area to the user. Okay, visible height and width. So that is your viewport. So viewport of the user visible area of a web page. Okay, so it will vary with the device. It will be smaller on mobile phone and it will be more on computer device. Okay, because computer screens or desktop have more width and height, so it will be more. Okay, and like I mentioned, back in 90s we didn't had any responsive design. So before tablet or mobile phone or smartphone were introduced, web pages were only designed for computer screens. It was common for web pages to have static or fixed size. Fixed size was there back in 90s. Okay. So now next question comes how you can make your website responsive. Okay. At the end of the day, as a developer, this is what we need to understand. Like how we can write the code, how we can make it responsive. Okay. So to make it responsive, the simple answer is media query. Okay. Firstly, we know what is responsive website design. We know viewport, the area which is visible of a web page which is visible to the user. Next question is how we can use media query to make our website responsive. Okay, As I mentioned, media query was introduced as a part of CSS3, the third version of CSS. Okay. So here it uses this @media rule where you define some conditions based on height and width. It can be based on orientation, it can be based on color. Okay. So, and this is very important point, like you should always design for mobile. Okay, whatever media query you're adding, you should always add it for mobile, and then you should go for desktop. Okay. Like firstly, I will show you the overview how to like I'll take a div and I'll show you based on some conditions you can actually change the CSS properties. Okay. And then I will show you something called column layout. Basically, to develop something like this, like I open this, or if I open this, like if I reduce the screen size, you can see these two cards here. Also, the card is there. You can see these four cards are coming here. If I reduce the screen size, this is how they are coming 4 to 1. Okay, so this is exactly what you need to understand in a website. Okay, and this is exactly what I will tell you. Like firstly, I will explain you how to use media query, how to put conditions using media query. Okay, and then I will show you finally what you need to write in your code. Okay, but before that, let's just try to understand what are breakpoints, what are media query rule. Okay, so I'll create a simple div. Okay, and secondly, you need to add this line. Okay, to make your website responsive, this is the first thing you need to add. This name is equal to viewport, content is equal to width, device width, initial scale is to 1.0. Okay, so you need to add this. If you don't add this, let's say you made your website responsive and you forgot to add this line. Okay, let me remove it. Let's say you forgot to add this line and you made your website responsive using media query and then you add it. Okay, it will not be responsive anymore. Okay, because something will go haywire. Okay. So make sure the first step in making your website responsive is add this line. Okay, secondly, I'll create a very basic div. So just to show you, like once, like I'm talking about conditions in media query, like how those conditions work. Okay. So let's say this is the div I've created. I will add ID here. Let's say response. I'll go to my CSS file. This is the CSS file I've already attached. It's a ID. I will use hash. Okay. And here I will give some background color. Let's say yellow. So this is the background color I've given here. You can see. Okay. Now how to add media queries. Okay. What you need to do is in the end of your CSS file. End of the CSS file is not compulsory, but it's a good practice. You need to write @media screen and okay. So I'm saying @media. This is how you write a media query. Screen means if the device is screen, and here you need to give condition based on width and height. Majorly you will see width here. Okay, the conditions is majorly on the width. So I will write max width 400 pixel. Okay, and curly brace. So I am saying when screen size is 0 means minimum value 0 till 400 pixel is there. Okay, means my screen width is this much. If I reduce the screen size, okay, you can make it 400. Means 0 till 400 pixel. When the screen size is between 0 to 400 pixel, so for that we use max. Max means minimum value till 400. Okay, me or you can say 400 and below. When screen size is 400 pixel and below, you can read it like this. Okay, then you need to select the element. I will say background color teal. So standard color I've given is yellow. Okay, standard color I've given is yellow. Okay, and then I'm saying when my screen size is 400 pixel and below. Okay, make the background color teal. So now you can see once I go before below, you can see once I from 0 till 400, it's teal color. The moment I will make it 401, it will become a standard color. Okay, so based on screen size, I'm able to change the CSS properties. Similarly, @media screen and let's say minimum width. Okay, minimum means whatever you're giving and above. Okay, minimum means 800 pixel and above. When you give max means 400 pixel and below. When you give minimum means 800 pixel and above. Okay, so select the response, the element. I will say background color orange. Okay, so now what will happen? 0 till 400 pixel, this CSS will be applied to this element. 800 pixel and above, this CSS is applied, and before between 400 and 800, the standard CSS will be applied. Okay, so here you can see it's teal, then yellow, and once I will go above orange, above 800, it will become orange. See, now it is becoming orange. If I make it 100, you can see it will become orange, and just below this, it is yellow. Okay, so this is what we use to make your website responsive. Okay, right now I'm just showing you the conditions, like based on this condition, how you're able to change the CSS, how you're able to change the colors, how you're able to change the content based on some condition on the screen size. Okay, like you for example, generally you will see, let's say I have a p tag with some content. Okay, here I will say p tag should have a font size of 20 pixel. Okay, and once I reduce the screen size, let's say for a mobile design, okay, the font size should be 14 pixel. Obviously for a mobile design, the font size will be smaller. So you can see once I will go below 400, the font size will reduce. You can see it's 14 and now it's 20. Okay, so like this you can change the CSS properties based on some condition. Okay, based on some condition you're able to change the CSS properties. And this condition I'm adding on width, you can add it on height as well. Okay, but generally you will see very rare case you have conditions on height. Majorly you will see condition is on width. Okay, and obviously some of you might be thinking, is it possible to consider every width? It's not. Okay, for example, mobiles are generally 0 to 600 pixel mobile width. Then your tablet is around 600 to 900 pixel. Then your desktop is around 1800 pixel and above. Your laptop is approximately 1400 pixel and above. Like my laptop is 1500 pixel width. Okay, so that is something you all need to consider. You can't it's impossible to consider every pixel, like 1 2 3 till I don't know, like till 1000 2000 4000, because your Apple desktop is approximately around 2500 pixel width. Okay, so it's practically impossible to pick every width. Like if I pick this div tag, okay, and I want to change color on every pixel, it's impossible. Just imagine how many lines, how many pixels you need to take care. Okay, so that's why I will show you one shortcut today, okay, that we use in real time as well. That is exactly what your column layout is. Okay, that column layout will help you to understand how you can actually make your website responsive easily. Okay, before that, is it clear to all till now? Just type 1 in the chat box, like how we are adding this media rule, and based on this condition, some CSS properties changing based on screen size. This is your media query. Just after your standard CSS, you need to add this. Just type 1 in the chat box, or you can drop your question as well if it's not clear. Okay, I can see one. If anyone have any question in any part, let me know. I'll repeat if you have any question. Otherwise, just add 1 in the chat box or add your question. Okay, great. I can see a lot of one. I can see this part is clear to all. Like using this media query, we can achieve responsive design. And because of this media query, based on screen size, I can make some changes. Okay. And at the same time, I'm saying it's practically impossible, okay, to pick, like manually pick every pixel, 400, 500. It's impossible. But yet, for every screen size, you have to make it responsive as well. Okay. For every screen size device, you have to make it responsive. Like in future, if I open it for Apple desktop is approximately 2500 pixel. See, it is still responsive. It is still looking good. Okay. So first rule is horizontal bar should not come. This bar should not come. Like right now it's not there, means it's responsive. And if I reduce the screen size, it should look good. Okay. And you should not miss out on any content. Like even if I'm reducing the screen size, no content is missing. Okay. So let me summarize still here. Then I will tell you the shortcut that we use in real time. I won't say shortcut, but column layout. Okay. So if we started with responsive design is opening your website on. If you open a website in any screen size device, it should look good. It should look uniform. Okay. Second part is first step to make it responsive is you need to add this viewport in the HTML. Even if you forget to add this and you added all the media query, obviously it's compulsory to add. Okay. Let's say I forgot to add this. This happens sometimes. Initially, as a beginner, it happens. I mean, anyways, I've already asked you all to use the shortcut. But if you're not using the shortcut manually writing it, if you forget to add this line, okay, and you made your website responsive using media query, and then you go back and add it will not be responsive anymore. So this is the first step. Second step is I'm just showing you how to add the media rule. It's not compulsory. You can add this p tag after this also. It will work. But as a good practice, because let's say you're working on a generally when you're placed as a developer initially, you're always generally added on the uh, existing project where you they will ask you to change somewhere, they will ask you to change some color. Okay, so that is what they ask you initially. Okay, no one will tell you to develop this one complete web page as a company project, client project. Okay, so let's say you want to make some change on based on some condition. So like media query code will be in the end. Okay, that's why it's a good practice we add it in the end, but it's not compulsory. Okay, so firstly add your standard CSS, whatever you want, and then based on screen size you can add this add the rate media screen and max width minimum. Generally on height we don't have any conditions. Max width, minimum width, like this. When you give max width, okay, it means whatever value you are giving and below. Okay, and this 400 is exactly what I'm typing here. Okay, 400. And minimum 800 means 800 pixel width and above. Okay, and how you can see this is right click here, go to inspect, click on this toggle exactly on left of elements, exactly on the left of elements you will see this. Click on this. You can select, like if you use any mobile you can go to edit and add it. Okay, whatever mobile you are using, like I'm using 14, so I can select iPhone 14 from here. iPhone 14. Okay, 14 is not there. 12 Pro is there. Okay, so these are the options for iPhone. So whichever you are using, you can select it and you will be able to see it here. Okay. Like this is how your website will look. Obviously, if you develop a website, you will not have all, like, just if you think this toggle, this advantage is not there, if this is not provided to us, then you have to buy all the mobiles and open and see it. Because when you're developing a website, you're developing it for masses to use. Okay, a lot of people are going to use it, so you have to keep it in mind. So that's why just click on responsive and increase and decrease the size and see if it's uniform. Horizontal bar is not coming, no content is clipped, and you can select some mobiles as well and see. Okay, all right. Now this is about it. Now we'll directly go to the column layout that I was saying. Okay, like how you can make it responsive actually. Let me just show you from here. Okay, if I reduce the screen size, you all can open any website at your end and just observe. Okay, so this is how website looks in 1108 width. Okay, this is how the website is looking right now. Okay, right now width is, let's say, 1300. Okay, this is how the website is looking. You have this section heading. Using flex you can place next to each other. How to, with flex you can do all this thing. You can do it with flex. Okay, now once I reduce the screen size, just observe when I reduce the screen size, you can see it is going from two columns to one column, two columns to one column. So it is going below this. Okay. Similarly, if I reduce the screen size, just observe here, this is heading, and using flex, you can easily create this part. If I reduce the screen size, it is going below it. Okay, it is going below this. Okay, so this is what you actually need to achieve. You just need to bring it below it. Okay, based on some screen size. Okay, and as I mentioned, practically it's impossible. You can't pick every, like you can't consider 2000, then 2001, 2002. Okay, so we have some breakpoints. These are, I wouldn't say standard breakpoints, but just to get you all started, you can use these breakpoints initially. Okay, so let's start. So generally this column layout is like this. Okay, if you have four columns in your UI, if you have four columns in your UI, initially desktop, let's say, four columns are visible. Like if you go to Study Comrade website, four columns are there. Okay, even yesterday I gave you all one task. If you all have practiced, just for your practice and overview, you can actually try it. I told you, like try creating this four cards like these. So what you will do once you reduce the screen size now, you will go from 4 to 2 and 2 to 1. Okay, so let's say these are four columns. If I reduce the screen size, it should go from 4 to 2 and then 2 to 1. Okay, means four columns to 2, then to 1, like this. Okay, if you have two columns, then go from 2 to 1. If you have five, or let's say you have three, then for three we go from 3 to 1. Okay, this is your column layout. This is what we are going to use to make your website responsive. Okay, column layouts. Okay, that means in my website, if four divisions or four columns are present, once I reduce the screen size approximately at 900, I will go from 4 to 2, and before 400 I will go from 2 to 1. Okay, like if you look at this website, this is all about column divisions. Like this three columns are there, 1, 2, 3. So I will go from three column to one column, and once I reduce it, automatically it will become responsive. Okay, so let's try that now. So we'll try to achieve the same thing in our website now. Layout wise, okay, again the process is same. In HTML you need to pick all the semantic elements. In the CSS you need to select the layout, like I am selecting flex. Okay, so let's say in section element, I'll try to show you all the examples, like 3 to 1 and 4 to 2 and 2 to 1. So let me just create four boxes. Let's say this is having 1, 2, 3 and 4. I'll add a class here. So whatever I wrote in yesterday's session, it's the same code I'm writing. Flex, those who didn't attend yesterday's session, they can actually go through the session. It's there on the Study Comrade channel. Okay, yesterday we talked about flex layout. So in the parent, you need to give display flex, flex direction, row. Okay, initially you need to place these four boxes. Okay, so accordingly you can give flex wrap. Okay, then you can select these four boxes. Okay, using child selector. Yesterday only we did this. I can give width with a calc method, like there are four boxes divided by 100. Minus, I'll reduce 2% so that I can give some spacing in them. Justify content, space evenly. Okay, so this is the CS flex properties I have given. Okay, let me give border. So whatever I'm writing, we have discussed it yesterday. If someone have not joined the session, they can go back to the recording. And universal, like we have discussed, always add box sizing border box, margin 0 initially and padding 0 initially. Okay, so this is how these boxes will look. You can see it's coming now. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes are coming right now. Okay, I can give some margin top so that it comes a bit below. You can see it is coming. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So now what I want, in this boxes you can place anything. Okay, in this box you can place this, you can place this, you can place this. Further, you're using flex, you can create this. You can do anything. Okay. So now once I reduce the screen size, what I want, it should go from 4 columns to 2 columns, and then it should go from 2 to 1. And once obviously it will go from 4 to 2, 2 to 1, automatically the content will be visible and it will be responsive. Okay, so what I will do, I will need media query. Okay, right now the width is actually 100 divided by 4, 25% minus 2%, that is 23%. So that and obviously 23 into 4, that's why it's contained in this box. Okay, so that means once I'm reducing the screen size, I want to make it 2 by 2. Okay, 2 columns and 2 rows. So in the media query, approximately at 900 pixel, I will add, and max width 900 pixel. Okay, that means once my screen size is 100 pixel and below, when my screen size is 100 900 pixel and below. Okay, max means what you're giving below and below. I will make this flex container div width as calc method, and in one row I want to place 2 columns. Okay, right now it's 4 column, I want to place 2 column once I go below 900. So I will write 100% divide by 2. Okay, and minus 2% for some spacing. And I'm already using flex wrap, so it will go to the next row automatically. Okay, so I will just add this line. So you will see once I reduce the screen size, and if I go below 900, you can see just above 900 is this. Now it's going from 4 to 2. You can see it yourself, 4 to 2. Okay, and one more thing, if you're going below 400, okay, below 400, again I will add below 400. I've already added the breakpoint. In the same code I will add width will become 100%, means each column and one row will have 1 column. You will see. Okay, one second. You can see it is coming. See, 4 to 2, 2 to 1. It is coming. Okay, so that is how you act. This is the main rule of making your website responsive. It's called column layouts. So if it's 4 columns in a row, you will go from 4 to 2, 2 to 1. So the yesterday I asked you all to create cards like right image, heading, p tag, button. You can try responsive website on that. You just need to add these 2 lines. Okay, and how I decided these breakpoints, why I took 900 and 400 is, if you open any website in real time, these are the approximate range of breakpoints. Okay, it can vary. I'm not saying 900 is fixed. It can be around approximately 980 also. It can be 800 also. But approximately around these two breakpoints, we add these. Okay, at 900 and approximately around 400. Okay, like either it will be 4 or 450. So generally you will see these two breakpoints where we go from 4 to 2, 2 to 1. See, 4 to 2, 2 to 1. And inside this you can add any content. Automatically it will become responsive. Okay. Similarly, if I have 3 boxes, let me show you that as well. If I have 3 boxes, I'll just copy these 3. Okay. If I have 3 boxes, I will add CSS. I need the same CSS, so I will just use comma group selector. Okay, but for the div the width will be different now. Okay, there are 3 boxes, so I want it 100 to be divided by 3, so I will make their width 100 divided by 3 minus 2%. So now you will see there will be 3 columns. Let me give border. You can see 3 boxes are coming, 1 2 3. And now if I reduce the screen size, now I want to go from 3 to 1. Okay, so 3 to 1 approximately, once you have this case of 3 to 1 column, okay, generally around 600 pixel you added. Okay, so I will add it here between 9 and this. I will add at the rate media screen and max width 600. I will make its width 100%. For 3 column, you go from directly 3 to 1. You can see. So you can see it's 3, 1, 2, 3. If I reduce, we go below 600 pixel, it will be like this. Okay. So this section is different and this section is different. This section is working according to whatever I've given, and this section is working according to what I have given. Inside this, now you can add any content and your website is responsive. So yesterday, 4 cards that I asked you all to develop of Study Comrade, on that you can actually apply. Going from 4 to 2, 2 to 1. And that footer section, if you all remember, I asked you all to try out from Amazon, or you can try out Study Comrade footer only. See this one, 3. So you will go from 3 to 1. I can show you here also. It's going from 3 to 1. You can see you can see it's going from 3 to 1. See, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3 columns. And if I increase the screen size, you can see these are 3 columns. So it's going from 3 to 1. Okay, this is a very simple or minimalistic way of making it responsive. Now content wise, you can add anything. Okay, content wise, let's add some images here. I'll show you how to make images also responsive. For making your images responsive, you need heading tag. Okay, so I will just add these images here. Okay, this is how these images will look. Okay, and obviously images more than the width of the boxes that I have. So what I will I will go to image. Again, we can use descendant selector. We saw descendant selector yesterday. Space image. Okay, I will just make width 100%. So you can see the images will be contained inside these boxes. Okay, images will be contained inside these boxes. Okay, so what you need to give here is, in this place, instead you can give width property. Okay, and with this you need to give max width. This maximum width is 400. The difference here is width is 100 pixel, means image is an inline element, so it will take space according to the parent, means whatever will be the width of div will be the width of image. Max width, what it will do is, after this I'm saying, let's say in future this div will have a height of 300 pixel, this div will have a height of 800 pixel, let's say. My image width will remain only 400. Okay, means if I reduce the screen size as well, maximum width it can take is only 300. 400, it cannot go beyond 400. And you can see this is how it is looking. No horizontal bar is coming and it's responsive. Okay, and once you're reducing the screen size, like you're going from 4 to 2, 2 to 1, if you don't want 100, give 890. If you want, give 90. If you want, 100 is not compulsory. It will come like this. Okay, like some spacing will come on left and right. See how easy is it? Like this, now you can create as many sections, as many columns. You can easily make it responsive. Okay, so now if I open it again, if I go to inspect, you can open any website. You can open Study Comrade, any website you can open now. See, it's heading tag and 2 columns. Once I reduce the screen size, it is going from 2 columns to 1 columns. You can manually change from here 1500. Okay, once I reduce the screen size, it is going from 2 to 1. Okay, same thing is happening in this complete website. Here also you can see this is one column, this is second column. Once I reduce the screen size, this content will come below. See, it is coming below. So this is your responsive design. One more thing, once you reduce the screen size for the header part, okay, this doesn't apply to header. For making your header, the nav bar responsive, you will see this 3 lines will come. These 3 lines is called hamburger button. Okay, hamburger button, this 3 lines, this is called hamburger button. Okay, if you click on it, this is coming. Okay, we will see how this hamburger is created. Once you reduce the screen size, this hamburger, these three lines is coming. We'll see that tomorrow. Okay, but for today, this is what we have seen. Just take a look at the code, and if you have any questions, please ask. If it's clear, just type 1 in the chat box. If this part is clear, how we are going from 4 to 2 to 2 to 1 columns, and again from 3 to 1. Okay. One more thing, if you have, it's very simple. If you have 6 columns, then go from 6 to 3 and 3 to 1. Let's say if in one row you have 6 columns, then you can go from 6 to 3, 3 to 1. If you have 5, for 5 you will go from 5 to 3 to divisions, or you can directly go from 1 as well, or you can do the divisions as two, and then 2 to 1. So here you need more breakpoints. So 8 will be approximately when your screen size is, like, by default you will give 4. You will bring it to 4 once you are, let's say, max width 1200. 2 once max width is 800, and 1 max width is 400. So here you will have 3 breakpoints. Okay, my mine was this, so I took these 2 breakpoints, 900 and 400. Just type 1 in the chat box if this part is clear. So yesterday I asked you all to create footer section. I asked you all to create this cards. Just try out responsive part on that. Okay. Once you are able to achieve this, like hamburger and all this left, I know we'll see that tomorrow. How to create responsive nav bar. How we can. We'll study more about responsive design tomorrow. If you have questions, okay. All right. One more thing, apart from this, you need to remember in interviews also this can be asked. Firstly, they can ask you how you can make your website responsive, what is responsive design. They can ask you on spot, like create 4 columns, go from 4 to 2, 2 to 1, like that. Okay, like they will not tell you go from 4 to 2, 2 to 1. They will ask you to make it responsive on the spot. Okay. Apart from that, we have something called layouts. Okay, we have fixed layout, we have adaptive layouts. Okay, this is important to understand. In today's time, we go with adaptive layouts. And before 2000 year, that is back in your 90s, we had fixed layout. Okay, that's the difference. So adaptive layout is when you are giving width in percentages for the div containers. When you are giving this div containers width in percentages, okay, width in percentages, that is called your adaptive layout. Okay, and at the same time, if I give this width in pixels, okay, let's say if I don't give this width in this, I will give 200 pixel. Okay, that is called your fixed layout. Okay, that is called your fixed layout. So fixed layout, this type of layout is not suitable for displaying in uniform design layout. This layout is basically when you have fixed width. That is what we had in back in 90s. Okay, and in this kind of situation, horizontal scroll bar can come. Okay, and nowadays this is what we use: adaptive layout. Adaptive layout is adjusting the main container according to the site resolution, color, font size, width. Okay, and it happens dynamically, means if I'm reducing the screen size, automatically it is happening. If I'm reducing the screen size, automatically it is happening. Okay, so that is what your adaptive layout is. And we can use media query rule here. Okay, and here we can simply use percentage. When you give width in percentage for this div containers, that time it is going to be a adaptive layout. Okay, otherwise when you give width in pixel, it's called fixed layout. Okay, so just remember adaptive layout. We in today's time we use adaptive layout. Okay, all right. Study Comrade T will add the link in the chat box. Okay. Kalyani, that's the difference. Like, for example, if you give this in pixel, like if I give this in 200 pixel, it will remain 200 irrespective of what you're giving here. It will remain 200 pixels. See, 200. It is not taking width according to the parent. When you give width in percentage, it will take width in parent container. Okay, that's the difference in them. Okay, that's the difference. Okay, now study comment team will add the quiz link. If you have any question, keep adding it in the chat box. Session is still going on. If you have any question, I'm still there. If you have any question, drop that question in the chat box, or you can just type one if it's clear. And just for your practice, whatever the layout I asked you, 4 cards, you can go from 4 to 2, 2 to 1 today. You can try that today. Study community team will add the quiz link. Okay, the team is adding. Till that time, if you have any question, please ask. Yes, the team have added the quiz link. Okay. And one more thing, whatever we have covered today is the continuation of tomorrow's class. So make sure you're attending tomorrow's session. Tomorrow will cover how this hamburger button is created, how was this responsive nav bar. Okay, so make sure you're attending tomorrow's session. Please proceed to the quiz. I have added the quiz. Please proceed to the quiz. Okay, Starlight. Okay, you are asking something like this. If there is one, this box is bigger and this is smaller, then again you can go from like this will be two. This is taking space of 2 columns and this is taking space of 2 columns. That is 2 by 2 to 1 situation. So you'll go from 2 to 1. Okay, please do the quiz. And one more thing, for attending all this session, whoever will be attending this session will get a bonus of 1,000 rupees if you get a score of 75%, and you can claim that in your part 2 of this course. Omkar, you can use a background image for that. Okay, you can take a box, add background image, and over that you can place the text. That is how you can do it.